Nice Shang-Chi. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. How is that fair? How is that fair, chat? Oh, Lord. This all-in Shuri list is one of my favorite decks I have played this season. If you don't have Shuri, this one is not for you. This deck is completely built around her, but there's some pretty unbelievably wonky things you can do with this list. The star of the show, of course, is Shuri. We can play her on turn 4, skip turn 5, and then on turn 6, we can play our She-Hulk for 20 points and our Taskmaster for another 20. However, it gets even more wacky than that, because if we can get our Wong down on turn 4, which we can do by playing Psylocke on 2, we play Wong on 3, Shuri on 4, skip 5, we suddenly have a 40-point She-Hulk and a 40-point Taskmaster on turn number 6, which is just quite unbelievable. There's a lot of other things you can do in this deck as well, with the Black Panther and the Zola, of course, and there's a little bit of a surprise in here with the Sandman option. Psylocke into Sandman on 3 is absolutely devastating against Zabu decks. The same turn they play their Zabu, you play a Sandman, limiting them to only 1 card per turn. This deck does really well with that kind of playstyle because we have just lots of big stats, particularly if you can play Arnim Zola onto your Black Panther. 16 stats into 2 different locations is almost impossible for a deck to beat when you play Sandman. Armor does make the cut. Do bear in mind that you can't Arnim Zola in your armor lane, but he can protect you from Shang-Chi. Also protects your Sunspot, which can grow a lot when you're skipping turns, particularly with the She-Hulk combo. America Chavez, my favorite card in the game, is there to increase the odds of us drawing our combo cards on curve. So we want the Zola to hit the Wong, then the Panther. I mean, it's always hitting all 3, right, because of Citadel. Wakanda forever! We want it to hit Wong and then Black Panther. We don't care about when the Shuri goes because Shuri's just not doing anything. This is where, like, if we had a Wasp, the Shuri would do something, right? We'd play the Zola first and then the Wasp to the left. And then the Wasp would double its points loads of times. Well, I've had about 7 Citadels and 28 mate. It's a conspiracy. Oh, we hit Black Panther first. Sad times. That better not be a flipping Shang-Chi. That better not be a dirty little Shang... Then we beat Shang-Chi anyway. We're actually doing that. Cool. Oh, the leader! That's broken. How can we compete with that heat on the street? Guys, they have the leader. Oh my god. I have Baby Storm myself. And I think I have the P... I might have all of them that you just mentioned. I have the I think the Jubilee you're talking about too. I've got honestly some really good variants. I've been high rolling recently. Which is the best list for Sarah Surfer now? If you go on my Luke's Bar video, that I posted the deck in the Luke's Bar video. If you do exclamation mark Luke's Bar, I don't have Bast. If you go on my Luke's Bar video, I posted the best Sarah Surfer list there. I'm posting that list on my YouTube today as well if you want to check that out later. This deck is so dumb, guys. This deck is actually so dumb. Look at the board. It's an empty board. But for how long? My opponent snaps. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? Do we risk Danger Room? We have 24 points. It's not that many points. Maybe we have to risk Danger Room here. Just because this Morbius could grow a whole bunch. This deck ain't fair, man. This deck ain't fair. So we also have the option of going Wong Shuri. We can either go Sandman or we can go Wong Shuri. The hood does mean that Sandman's getting a lot of value. I think Sandman might be better. Like, Wong Shuri is like the combo we want, but like, isn't Sandman just really flipping good here? Sandman on 3 is giga busted. Yeah, so they've now got a hood in hand, which is going to take them a whole turn to play. We can't play the Zola anymore. Let's go Shuri, Black Panther probably, Taskmaster. As is often the problem with this deck, Shang-Chi. So maybe introducing Armor would also be worth it over one of the big boys. Ah, not even, right? Just have Shang-Chi, they beat us. So we don't play around Shang-Chi. We just like slam Taskmaster somewhere. Pretty mid. Zola is just a really bad play because of the rock. Isn't right better? Right is better because we're there by a point, but that also makes it more obvious. Which is why I've gone mid cold. But this deck just has so many like, you don't tend to need to play many cards. It's just alternative win cons, basically. Like, we're just playing a big boy deck, and there was a lot of cards which we're just like, we don't really need much here. Like, what do we even play? And the conclusion, we tried like Spider-Man, Absorbing Man, but then we were already playing Psylocke because that also enables Sandman, Shuri, Shuri Wong by turn 4. And then yeah, if we're playing Psylocke, Sandman is cracked. And this deck looks very, very similar to the Sandman decks I've played in previous seasons. Just last season, in fact, I played a Sandman deck which looks very, very similar to this. Like, it's unbelievable how good Sandman is on turn 3 against so many decks. Because we're just putting so many stats down on the board, with, especially with like a Zola type play, right? I think the Zabu play was a mistake. Don't we just play nothing, guys? No? And then we Zola. Or we play nothing and then we She-Hulk. I guess we could... Maybe I was supposed to Shuri this turn, right? I guess I can still... I could on Shuri mid this turn. Nah. I could on Shuri mid. So now I've got 4-point Shuri, but my Sunspot's getting the stats. We're not trying to win mid here. Cerebro 2 is a good shout. So if I Shuri now, my She-Hulk's going to cost how much? 4. So I fucked it. Oh, but I can just Shuri next turn. She-Hulk Shuri now. Thing is, guys, alright, here's the logic. If I Shuri She-Hulk now, I get 2 cubes. If I do this, I get 4. Easy! We can lose to Mystique, though. We lose to Cerebro Mystique. They don't have exactly it, though, right? Guys? Right, guys? 3 cards in deck. 4 of their deck. Oh. They missed the Cerebro. Funny, though.